Speaking of Genesis, how long after you left the police force did it take before you got to Genesis?
So remember my buddy that I said that I served with, or that we knew each other since kindergarten?
Yeah.
His dad was working at Genesis with that crew of guys.
Okay.
He had a mold shop, so he was going to start building. He helped them with the magazine molds and some of the other projects that they were working on. And so my buddy had got out of the Marines, and now he was back at that shop. He's working at the shop, and so I come in and I visit. And so in process, I end up meeting the Genesis team.
Were you still in law enforcement?
Yeah, so I was full-time law enforcement, and I just happened to meet him and just started talking to him. And I remember seeing the very first gun, and at the time it was very much of a prototype, a one-off type thing. Had lots of issues, not cycling, but again, that's the path forward, right? You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I remember it was this big, long 18-inch barrel, and it only had like a 7-inch rail. And I said, "Hey guys, like, why you have this big old barrel hanging out? Like, just chop this off right here." And I was like, "Man, this would be so cool. It's this little tiny shotgun."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that at some point." So years, I don't know, probably a year or two go by, and they approach me and they're like, "Hey, we need someone to like stand up the sales side of things." I'm still working full time, and they're like, "But we can't pay you." And they're like, "So what would you need to kind of help start this?" And I said, "I don't know." It's like, can I like buy gear at wholesale?" And they were like, "Yes." And I was like, "Cool."
Yes. We can do that.
I was like, "Cool." Because, I'd buy my own gear, for, in police, whether it's a flashlight or something, the agency gives you what they want to give you because it's a budget constraint. And I'm like, well, this is a better light. I want that. Or I want to buy this kit, whatever,
And you're allowed to kind of have whatever kit you want. For the
Yeah,
most
I
part?
had to meet the standards, but I could kind of customize some of the smaller things when it came to it. Obviously, not the pistol itself, but some of the accessories I could do, my own slings, things like that. So,
Okay.
and so anyway, so I just started helping them out with, an idea of branding and direction, and I made all the very first videos on like a GoPro or my iPhone 3 or something like that, and posted to Facebook. And that was when Facebook didn't throttle everybody. And so we were able to get some traction.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of took off from there. And I literally did that for years. I worked full time as a police officer, made no money working with them. I would go to SHOT Show with them. Again, they would pay my way, but there's no monetary benefit that I was getting from it. And so I was happy doing both.
So you were just like volunteering your time to work with them out of passion while you were still a full-time law enforcement.
Yeah. And the reason was because the guys that started it, Theodore, he's our principal founder and principal owner of the company.